Ari, USC heads to South Bend, and I feel very different about this game than I felt a week ago because I watched USC bully Michigan. I watched USC impose its will on Michigan offensively and kind of defensively as well. And I'm much more excited about USC's prospects now than I was because when USC lost to Illinois, my thought and my fear was this is the same team that it essentially was last year. And when they play Notre Dame, they're just not going to be able to hold up. But watching what they did against Michigan, that is how you can beat Notre Dame. Because it's not like we're worried about USC being an effective passing team. We know Jeremiyah can throw the ball. We know Mekhi Lemon's one of the best receivers in the country. We were wondering, can they run the ball consistently? And against Michigan, they were incredible. 35 carries, 225 yards, 6.4 yards per carry average. And, you know, USC's had good games running the ball before. They averaged over 7 yards a carry against Michigan State. But to do it against that defense on that day, in that situation, that gives me more confidence as they go into this Notre Dame game.
Yeah, I'm going to lean on your encyclopedia brain, Andy, here for a second. And I know that they almost made the playoff in year one of the Lincoln Riley era. Mm-hmm. But in terms of significant, what it tells you about your program wins, is that top three, number one somewhere? I don't know.
For Lincoln Riley at USC, yes, I would say so. It feels like the biggest win in a while for them.
And it's so ironic to me because I don't think anybody's under the illusion that Michigan was going to be competing for a national title this year. Like, Michigan's a solid to above average team, but not a great team, and still being able to do something. Like, you were able to out-muscle a team whose calling card in the Big Ten was muscle.
Yes, and that's the part that has been a problem for USC. And, you know, we talked about it after the Illinois game, where Illinois needed a field goal to win the game, and they just ran the ball down USC's throat and kicked a field goal. And it's like, oh, none of this has changed. Everything's the same. Well, no, it's not the same if you can do this to Michigan, because it's more about the way Michigan is built and Michigan's preferred style. And guess what? That's also Notre Dame's preferred style. That's what Notre Dame wants to do to you too. So if you can stop Michigan's backs from running all over you, then there's a chance you might be able to slow down Jeremiyah Love and Jadarian Price.
Yeah, that's the thing that you have to really use when you're breaking down this game, man. Like, if you couldn't get past the muscle part of it, mm-hmm. then you can't even start to think about matching up with the skill. But
right, you always matching up with CJ Carr and Jay Greathouse. Yeah.
Because, listen, Notre Dame is a much better version and an advanced version of Michigan this year.
Yes.
Period. Yes. I'm not going to, have a philosophical debate with anyone.
Oh, no, that's 100 level versus 400 level. Yeah.
But if you couldn't get past the thing that makes Michigan 400 level, then you can't even
Michigan's 100 level.
What did you say?
Michigan's 100 level. Notre Dame's the 400 level version.
Okay, sorry. I thought it was 400, 1,000 or something. I don't know. I'm not good at
You went to college. 400 level means senior year. 100 level means freshman year.
Yeah, I didn't know that till right now. And I have a bachelor degree from the very prestigious University of Arizona. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
I don't think Ari would have gotten into either of these two schools.
No, I don't think so. But that's fine.
I mean, Aunt Becky could have said you were a rower or something.
I do have some pretty powerful people. You know the Wasserman people at UCLA? No relation.
They have no pull at USC.
But what I'm saying is, if you can't deal with what makes Michigan good, because Michigan is Notre Dame without the skill. Right. And I don't know, Bryce Underwood, I think, is going to be a very good player one day. If they upgrade their receivers, I think Michigan can be a very dangerous team on the national scale as soon as next year. But the thing that USC has always been able to do, even when they've been struggling with teams that are tough, is match up athletically with skill position players. Like, they have those guys.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about Jaden Mayava. I'm not worried about Mekhi Lemon. King Miller was awesome in this game. So can you do that against Notre Dame is the question. And it's not an easy answer, because if we look at Notre Dame during this season, there's only one time they've allowed more than 4 yards per carry. Well, I guess two, because Texas A&M averaged exactly 4 yards a carry. That was a very poor defensive effort for Notre Dame. So if you can get to 4 yards a carry, you're doing all right. Now, they did allow 5 yards a carry against Arkansas, but they were beating Arkansas so badly that a lot of that was kind of garbage timey. Like, Texas A&M, that was a tight game. Obviously, USC lost. Miami averaged 3.5 yards a carry. Texas A&M and Miami are teams that are going to run all over not great defenses.
Mm-hmm.
Notre Dame's really good against the run, Ari. They gave up 1.8 yards a carry to NC State. They gave up 2.9 yards a carry to Boise State. Like, if you are not good up front, they will bury you. And so this is where USC can prove itself. This is where if they come in, and I don't expect King Miller to average 8.8 yards a carry like he did against Michigan, although I didn't expect that against Michigan either. But if he's in the 4s or the 5s, guess what? USC is in this game.
For sure. Now, the one thing that I do question is if you are not afraid of a team's skill, if it's easier to sell out to stop the muscle.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you look back, like, I don't know that I would say that Illinois is a more physical team than Michigan by any stretch of the imagination, but
they're a pretty physical team.
They're a pretty physical team, but they also have players on the outside and a quarterback that scares you.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you can sell out to stop Illinois the same way you can sell out to stop Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
So from that standpoint, like, yes, they passed the muscle test, but can you still pass the muscle test while also covering those guys and defending them straight up?
Yeah. So, and Notre Dame, CJ Carr has been good in his first year as the starter. So they've got 5 players, not 5 receivers, but 5 players who have 13 catches on the year. And it's interesting how they distribute, like, because they really do spread the ball around to these guys. So you've got, Jordan Faison and Malachi Fields and Will Pauling, the receivers, but Eli Raridon, the tight end,
mm-hmm.
he's their second leading receiver. And then Jeremiyah Love is very dangerous catching the ball out of the backfield. So you've got to be a little bit careful here. But I think USC, if they get into a shootout, we've seen Notre Dame in a shootout, and that was against Texas A&M. Notre Dame is vulnerable in a shootout.
Yes. And USC is good in it, and like, I feel far more confident about USC just in general.
Yeah. Yeah. As USC fans, I got a Modelo for you. By the way, Modelo, one of our sponsors this year. I know Modelo also partners with USC as well, but grab yourself a Modelo, stay game day ready all season long. This is one I bet the USC folks crack some Modelos. I don't think you can have it on a college, can't put it in a college locker room, but I imagine the 21-year-old and up Trojans and maybe the coaching staff cracked a few Modelos after that game because they probably felt like this was a watershed moment. And this was finally USC showing that they could play the kind of bully ball you got to play to win in the Big Ten. So, yeah, raise a Modelo and then go get ready to play Notre Dame, because I think there's a really good chance USC can win this game. And if they do, we're talking about USC in a very different light. Now, on the Notre Dame side of this, they have to win this game. They are out of the playoff if they don't win this game. I think they can make the playoff at 10-2. I think USC being more promising and potentially having a better season than we thought helps Notre Dame if Notre Dame can win this thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Notre Dame, I think, got a little bit of a come up from a playoff standpoint that USC has been pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I thought that for me, like, USC losing to Illinois was kind of a tough break. I think Notre Dame at 10-2 will get in, not a lock. We've had that discussion. But USC can thrust itself back into the top 15 with the win here. They can thrust itself back as a like when we talked about the tiers.
But the
of the
thing
Big
is,
Ten,
like, Notre Dame, if they win, let's say Notre Dame wins. Let's say it's a shootout and Notre Dame wins, and then USC just keeps winning in the Big Ten. That's great for Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But from USC's standpoint, we talked about the tiers in the Big Ten and how entertaining that second tier of Big Ten is.
Mm-hmm.
You would say that USC is already in that second tier?
I would, and look at USC and Nebraska, both of whom have had some really interesting games, and both of whom are only sitting there with one loss, that they're still in the mix for the playoff, very much so. Like, USC could lose this game and still be in the mix for the playoff. So I'm pretty excited about what this could look like, because it's not like USC. If they lose, it means they'd have to beat Nebraska, they'd have to beat Oregon, That's not easy. So they're very much in a must-win situation here. Notre Dame is an absolute must-win situation because if they lose, they are out. And so I don't know where to go with this, Ari. Are we playing guess the line on this one?
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. That's what I'm doing over here. I'm fiddling, and I can't find it. I think I've seen a few non-BetMGM numbers, but I don't want to give them that because we are loyal to BetMGM.
Yeah.
Here. So
we'll wait. Can I give you a guess?
I'll tell you if you're in the guess of where it's probably going to land.
Okay. I think it's going to be Notre Dame minus 6.5.
I saw 9.5 at a few different places.
Interesting. I don't like two possession. I think two possession is too much.
Yeah. Well, I mean, USC can move the ball. So listen, let's wait for the official BetMGM line, which we'll provide on Monday's pick show.
Yep.
But I do think that Notre Dame is going to be at least a touchdown favorite in this game. But USC has awakened something in me. And I know it's dangerous for me to start thinking that USC is very good because that's usually when I get hurt. But
this is the hard part is
you don't want to overreact.
Did we see an anomaly or did we see a breakthrough? And we won't know until we see a couple more games. Like I want to see USC against Notre Dame. I want to see USC against Nebraska, and then I'll know. But if this was a breakthrough, this is going to be such a fun game. These two teams are going to be going back and forth.
Yeah, it's that's college football, dude. It's like how much can you react to beating Michigan, and how much does it tell you about USC? We'll find out, and you want to know when we're going to find out on Saturday when they play Notre Dame.
It's going to be awesome. It's going to be so awesome. Notre Dame back against the wall. USC trying to prove it was a breakthrough. Cannot wait.